Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Dupree, aka Darth Hater, here with another one of my Star Wars stories. So I'm going to tell you guys about the time that Mark Hamill, aka Luke Skywalker, broke my lightsaber. And to start off, let me give you a little history about the lightsaber. So this is a 2004 Master Replicas Luke Skywalker Empire Strikes Back lightsaber. Let me give you a little history about the company. Master Replicas was a high-end prop company in the very late 90s and most of the 2000s, early mid-2000s. Now, they've since went out of business, but at the time they were a second company to get a license for high-end Star Wars merch. So helmets, lightsabers, blasters, a few other props like I remember they had Luke's training remote, the Yavin medals, ships too. They came out with scale models, replica scale models of say like the Millennium Falcon and stuff like that. But anyway, I got lucky in around 2012 and got this for a steal. Back then, Star Wars hype hadn't just hit. Disney hadn't bought Lucasfilm, so nobody was really buying like a lot of Star Wars stuff. So I got this as a steal for I want to say $300 or so. It's since jumped in price, obviously because of the movies and Star Wars craze now. So this lightsaber right now is well worth over $1,200, and it's signed right now by Mark Hamill. But I'll tell you guys about that later. This is actually also part of the story. So this is the unsigned version that I had signed. I'm gonna open it and show you guys, just the quality. Bling. This goes all the way back to Star Wars Celebration 2015. Star Wars hype is huge. Disney had just bought Lucasfilm. We had just got the Force Awakens trailer. Everything was looking good on the horizon. So we thought at the time. Celebration was 4 days. So I had paid for an autograph, which you could do. Like you can go, back in those days, it wasn't too crazy. You could just go up to the booth that were selling like the autograph stubs, pay for it there, and before it sold out, get your autograph. So I bought one. Can't remember the price, but yeah, I bought an autograph. And you could also do picture signings, but the thing about that was single picture signings were like crazy expensive for Mark Hamill, and I was on a budget at the time. The only other option you had was, doing a group signing. So at the time I had no thought about doing that. So I go into this giant, massive, huge line, and I'm waiting for my signature to get this signed. And I actually had a custom plaque made just for this to be signed. I'm waiting in line, and who should be waiting right there and there behind me? Chris Stuckman. I don't know if you guys watch his channel, his reviews, his movie reviews, but yeah, Chris Stuckman was a pretty cool guy. I was watching his videos before I actually met him, but I basically stayed in line chatting with Chris Stuckman for 4.5 hours to get a signature from Mark Hamill. And I had my lightsaber, he had a comic book. Finally get up there. I give the people, his handlers, my lightsaber and the plaque. I didn't ask for anything special, but he signs it. And then he looks up at me, he's like, "What's your name?" "Dupree." He's like, Dupree. It's an interesting name. I like that. Dupree. Do you have any brothers or sisters, Dupree? I'm like, yeah, I have 3 older brothers. It's like, nice. Are you guys musical at all? And I'm like, musical? I'm like, no. He's like, you know what? You guys should start a band. Dupree. Like, okay, that's nice. What's your last name? Jones. Dupree Jones. That sounds like a 70s, funk. That sounds like a 70s funk singer right there. You and your brothers should start a band. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, it's because of the hair. But I didn't want to say anything because it's, Mark Hamill's Luke Skywalker. So that was the first time I met him, and he's holding the lightsaber, and he writes best wishes on the lightsaber. But if you look at it, it looks like it says beer wishes to Dupree. Best wishes, beer wishes, whatever. He signed it, and it's cool, and it's personalized to me, so I'm happy. So beer wishes beer wishes to Dupree from Mark Hamill, which I thought was funny. And Chris got his signature and everything, and then we parted ways. The next day after that, I had a show. So like I said, I was in the group, the Saber Guild, and we had a lightsaber demo we were performing. Before the show, everybody had planned to, like, you know, I don't know how it happened, but I got talked into getting a group picture with Mark Hamill just so it could be like a lot cheaper. And I'm like, okay, so we'll do the group picture after the show. I was Darth Vader, and I fought 3 Jedi, my friend Sarah, and my 2 other friends, Jeremy and Gabe. Here's the video. I'm supposed to be fending off 3 Jedi at the same time, and then I separate them. So I'm supposed to force pull Gabe into my hand like I'm choking him, and holding him as I'm like fighting the other Jedi. So the funny thing is, like, the floors at the convention center are extremely slippery. So to fake, like, you know, a force pull, like, Gabe comes running at my hand full speed. And mind you, the floors are really slippery, and we had cheap costume boots. So he loses his grip, slides right into my helmet, right into my face. So his forehead hit the tusk, like this part of my mask, and he hit hard. So I couldn't tell if he was okay, but I was supposed to hold him there as I'm fighting the other Jedi. So I'm literally holding him in there as Darth Vader. I fight the other Jedi, kill the Jedi. I'm supposed to just throw him. So I throw him aside, to which, like, it looked real. Like, if you didn't know anything about the show, or if you didn't know, like, what was happening behind the scenes, it looked very real. So I throw him aside, he gets up, I fight him and my friend Jeremy, and the show ends. I kill both of the Jedi in like an epic fight, and that's it. So we end the show, we check on Gabe. Gabe is going in and out of consciousness because, from what we found out since we took him to medical, he had a concussion in his head from running into my face. You know, what you guys don't know, the best way to defeat Darth Vader is to run at him with your face. We find out he has a concussion, and they're advising him, like, hey, you should take this guy to the hospital. You know, he has a concussion, you know, you don't want him, like, going to sleep. But Gabe, you know, being the true Star Wars fan that he is, said, like, no, I'm okay. Must meet Mark Hamill, must meet my idol. And we're all like, are you sure, dude? Like, you know, you kind of have a concussion. It's like, yeah, bro. Like, I'm sure. I just want to meet him, and then after that, you know, it's okay. And I'm like, all right. So we have an hour to kill. So we're walking him around slowly. And then I don't know how this happened. I really do not know how this happened. But another friend of ours, Andrew, who's also in Saber Guild, talked to some of the handlers and talked his way for us to get our picture done a lot earlier and to be sped up the line, because they were just setting up to do the pictures. So next thing you know, we're being taken to the front of the line that's already forming, you know, basically carrying Gabe. And then our other friend, Amanda, came in to help, you know, because I guess she had experience taking care of people that have had concussions. So we go up to the line, tell them our info, who we are, and they're like, okay, yeah, sure. Oh, before I even finish, not only was this a picture with Mark Hamill, it was a picture with Ian McDermott. So it was a double picture signing and then discount. I remember thinking, okay, I'll take my lightsaber to bring for Mark Hamill to sign. So I'm in, and keep in mind, I'm dressed in full Darth Vader. I have the lightsaber, and my mindset was like, okay, well, I'll have him hold it. So we're in line to get the pictures and everything. And there's like a guy and his daughter right behind me. So the guy says, oh, you're Darth Vader. I love your costume. I'm like, thank you so much. He's like, hey, would you be willing to stand in the photo if I paid you extra? I'm like, what do you mean? So me and my daughter want to take a picture with Ian McDermott and Mark Hamill, but you have a full Darth Vader costume, and it would be cool if you stood in the back of all of us while we took the picture, and I'll give you like $60 to do it. I'm like, okay. We have the picture with Mark Hamill, me and my friends, and Ian McDermott. And then I also, separately after that, have another picture with them, with some random people as Darth Vader. So, you know, and I'm getting, it's free and I'm getting paid for it. We get in line, and then the curtain moves, and then it's Mark Hamill sitting there next to Ian McDermott. And then I have my helmet off. Mark looks at me and says, "Hey, I remember you, Dupree Jones." I'm just like trying not to laugh so hard. And then, you know, I shake his hand. He says, "Nice to see you again." And Ian McDermott's sitting right there, and he's like, "Oh, I haven't seen a suit that shiny in over 30 years. And then he looks at Jeremy and Gabe, and they're both dressed as Jedi, and just goes like, so, you know, and they're asking, how do we want to take the picture? So I said, we just want to stand behind you guys and then give my lightsaber for Mark to hold. So I give the lightsaber to Mark, and he's like, "Oh, nice." He holds it and everything. And then we get ready to take the picture. But the funny thing about Mark Hamill, how he always, like, you know, holds the lightsabers, he always holds them down here at the bottom grips or whatever. Like, that's always been his thing in all the promotion pictures. He's holding as we're taking the picture, and then I don't realize that he breaks all of the grips down here on this lightsaber. Like, I remember like getting it back or like looking at it, you know, and like all these like had come off, and I'm like, what the hell did you do?
Jedi's weapon deserves more respect.
And he's like, "Oh, oops, I'm sorry. You know, I can pay for it and everything. I'm so sorry about this. I can pay you." And I'm like, no, it's okay. You know, this is already an epic story in itself. He's like, "Okay, like, thank you, no problem. May the Force be with you." I'm like, "May the Force be with you. You know, thank you so much." Next thing you know, I forget. I'm like, "Oh yeah, almost forgot. I'm supposed to stay right here." He's like, "What?" Mark's like, "What?" Like, I'm taking a picture with them too. They want to all of us taking. He's like, "Okay, so you want me to hold the lightsaber again?" So I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So he holds the lightsaber again. He's like, "Don't worry, I'll be careful this time. I think I know what I'm doing." I'm like, we'll see about that. So he does the same thing, holds the lightsaber. I have my whole costume on, you know, I'm standing behind them. He's holding the lightsaber. Ian McDermott's doing like the unlimited power, you know, he's doing his thing. And then take the picture. Dude gives me like $60. Mark's like, "Thanks again, I'll see you again, may the Force be with you." And we same thing again. Ian McDermott's like, "See you around." He's like, he says, "See you around, little Annie." I'm like, oh my god, wow. You know, nobody's gonna believe this. That was one of the coolest things that's ever happened to me as a Star Wars fan, you know, at a convention, at a Star Wars celebration, because you have moments like that. And then not only did I get, you know, the lightsaber signed, you know, best wishes, aka beer wishes. So I also have the photographic proof right here. This is the picture that we took. So there's me dressed up as Darth Vader. There's Ian McDermott. There's my friend Jeremy. There's Gabe. There's our other friend Amanda. And there's Mark Hamill holding the lightsaber that he literally just broke right then and there. And I love this picture so much. Also with the fact that I got this signed. And people always ask me, like, would you ever get it fixed? Like, would you ever sell it or anything? It's like, no. It's like the best story ever to go along with this lightsaber and, you know, meeting one of my childhood heroes. And then, you know, something like that happens. Like, who else can say something like that? And then beer wishes from Mark Hamill. Beer wishes. Best thing ever. But anyway, this has been my Star Wars story, and I'm glad you guys have stuck along with me, joining me on this ride with all the craziness that has been my life with Star Wars. And I hope you continue this. I have a lot more stories coming up, and trust me, the next ones are going to be kind of doozies. Like I said, thank you guys for all your love and support. If you like this video, hit that like button and subscribe. And I will catch you guys in the next one. May the force be with you. Bye.
What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck?